recording live in the studios of Brewer Street Mafia. This is the Red Dog Press production.
And now, your number one rated show, The Mike Weatherford Show. Here's your host, Mike Weatherford.
Hey folks, welcome back to a special edition Mike Weatherford Show. Hey, welcome aboard. James Bonecrusher Smith. Does that ring a bell? Hey, we're fixing to ring that bell. Watch this.
Take them out, bring them out, dead, dead. Shine them up, shine them up, shine them all. Hey, hey. 1 gun, 2 gun, 3 gun, 4. You're mine. It's all about crime.
Bonecrusher Smith.
He's training a quick three-punch combination.
James Bonecrusher Smith is an American former professional boxer who competed from 1981 to 1999 and held the WBA heavyweight title from 86 to 87. Mr. Smith was born in Mongolia, North Carolina. After graduating from high school, he attended James Spurt Community College in Kenansville, North Carolina. He earned an associate's degree in business administration in 1973. 2 years later, he got a bachelor's degree in business administration from the Shaw University in Raleigh. After serving in the U.S. military and working as a prison guard, Smith competed as an amateur boxer, compounding a record of 35-4 before turning professional in November of 1981. Without any ado, I want to welcome the WBA heavyweight world champion right here in the Brewer Street Mafia, Bonecrusher Smith. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
It's a pleasure to have you. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Bonecrusher Smith. That name, man, that name says something. Tell me about where that name Bonecrusher came from. Don't show me, just tell me.
Well, when I started boxing professionally, I looked at the situation. I was old when I started, 28, my first pro fight. So I said, I need to get these guys out of here early before somebody get hurt. And I didn't want somebody to be me. So I started hitting them in the ribs, hitting them in the jaw, and breaking things.
Breaking things. So that just name fit.
Yes.
Well, I am joined tonight by my good friend, has his own podcast. It's called Sportscast with Jeremy Berkeley. Welcome to the show, Jeremy.
Glad to be here.
Glad to have you on, brother. I've got my one and only friend over here, Mr. Ricky Price, Pepsi Mid-America, one of my sponsors. Welcome to the show, Rick.
Mike, thank you. It's always a pleasure. And good morning to everybody.
There you go. And also, from the Downtown Boxing Gym, I've got the one and only Chris Moody. Welcome to the show, Chris.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Man, you got Bonecrusher coming downtown today.
We do. We've got Bonecrusher. We've got free boxing downtown today. So we're giving back to the community today. Everybody gives so freely to us, so we're doing a free show.
That's what I'd like to hear, bud. But anyway, Mr. Bonecrusher, tell me a little something here about who is James Bonecrusher Smith? Who? If I had to ask you who you are, who are you?
Well, I grew up on a farm, and I'm blessed to have both parents, and they taught me right from wrong early, and the importance of going to school and getting an education, and I did all that, and ended up being the first college graduate to become heavyweight champion of the world.
First college graduate. Man, that's something. That's really not, that don't go hand in hand. Heavyweight champions and college degrees, that's just not normal, really.
Well, I was at Shaw University. Well, I was between James Spurt Community College and Shaw University, and I was sitting on the steps one day at Shaw University, and Wild World of Sports was coming on, and over my shoulder I could hear the voice, "I am the greatest," and we all know who that was. And so I started doing some what ifs. I said, if I continue getting my education, get my degree, and somehow or another I could start boxing, and I did, and I could become the first heavyweight champion with a college degree. So it started with an idea, a thought, and I turned it into action and made it happen.
I'm glad to hear that, because like I know, boxing in some genres have a bad rep. That's a danger. They're dumb. They're this. They're that. But you went against all that. You proved all that wrong.
Well,
they can be educated and box.
Well, if you stick around too long, you can end up with brain damage and dementia, all kinds of things.
So can football and all them other sports.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny.
So how old were you? So you didn't even start boxing until you were in college, and
at that point is when you started your boxing career.
I got my degree at Shaw University in Raleigh, and then I joined the Army because I saw a commercial that said you can box in the Army, so I did, and I did my basic training in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and then I went to Kansas, and then I went to Würzburg, Germany, and actually that's where it started.
The Bonecrusher day.
Yeah, and I did some fights there, amateur fights, and got out of the Army and spent some time with Joe Frazier in Philadelphia, and met Larry Holmes and all those guys. Met all the champions at Joe Frazier's gym in Philly.
Right. You fought some of the best. I think in that era of boxing, this is strictly Mike's opinion, was the best of all time. That genre at time that you fought him. You fought Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes, Michael Moore, Mike Weaver, Tim Witherspoon, Marvis Fagler, Tony Tubbs. You fought all the greats at the time. I mean, is
10 world champions.
That's right, 10 world champions you fought. Out of all them fights, which one can Bonecrusher look me right now and say, Mike, I remember this one more than any? Which fight do you remember the most?
I remember all of them.
You feel all of them. But there's got to be one, Bone. Can I call you Bone or Sir? You're a big guy. Look at these hands. Folks, put that hand up here. I'm a big guy. Come over here. Look at this. Put the camera over here where that camera can get that. I have got a big hand. Everybody says, Mike, you got big hand. Hell, I don't. Look at this guy's hands. Jesus Christ. Look at that. But what fight? There's got to be a fight. Jeremy and I talked about
the Tyson fight was more difficult.
What made it tough with him?
Well, the media had built Tyson up. And he was knocking people out. And he was difficult because he was much shorter than me. He was 5'10", and I'm 6'4", and he was ducking down, and it made it very difficult for me to hit him with my shots. So I had to punch down a lot of times. And
How do you train? I don't want anybody to join in, but I'm excited to have Bonecrusher in my studio, guy. How do you train for a guy, not only physically but mentally, that the news media and all the sports has said, he's Jesus, he's knocking him out. People's paying $100 to watch him knock him out in 10 seconds.
Got the nickname of baddest man on the planet.
Right? Yeah. How do you mentally and physically train for that fight, Bone?
Well, I train in the mountains of North Carolina near Asheville, not in the mountains. So I was in great condition, and kind of got away from everything. So
you was a champion at the time you fought him. You were WBA champion.
I was a WBA champion, and he was a WBC champion.
Right.
And it was unification. HBO had a unification event, and so we fought for that.
But was you prepared for it? Was you really? You went into that fight really prepared for all you could do with Mike Tyson.
Yes.
If it had to do over again, what would you have done different?
I think I would stop them first round.
Really?
Yeah.
What makes you think that?
Because the way I fought him was more of a defensive fight than...
Because that hype of his punch-out power.
Because of the hype, yeah.
Really. So now you look back after the years and you say, man, if I could just go back.
And I kind of compare that with when I fought Witherspoon.
Yeah.
The first Witherspoon fight, he beat me actually, but it went the distance, 12 rounds.
Right.
And the second fight, I knocked him out the first round.
You figured him out.
And Emil Griffith, my trainer, 6-time world champion, he told me, he said, all you got to do is punch the guy. They're going to fall down. And
that's pretty damn evident.
Just move your hands and they're going to fall down. So really, when I went after guys, Mike Weaver, first round knockout, champion.
Yeah.
And, when I moved my hands, because my hands got power in it, and they're big, like you said. Yeah. And so
put him to sleep.
So I feel very confident had I fought Mike again, and they didn't want a rematch.
Oh, they did?
No. We tried to get.
Was he under Don King then?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a different story in itself.
Yeah, I told the story.
Tell it. Go ahead. I brung it up. I opened the cage, let it out.
Well, it started when I was 6 years old. When I was 6 years old, I was a little crybaby. Looking at me now, it's kind of hard to believe.
Hold on. Bonecrusher, 6'4", hands looks like baseball catcher's mitt, was a wussy.
Little crybaby.
And you're a religious man. I'm not going to call you a liar.
And I had convinced myself I was not going to school. But nobody told my mom and daddy, so they had me dropped off my first grade teacher's class, crying, kicking and screaming. I was telling my teacher, I don't like you, I don't want to be here, and I'm going home to see my mom and daddy. So I started running for my teacher. Now, had I known later in my life I'd have to have 3 knee replacements,
right?
Ankle surgery, foot surgery, brain surgery, I'd have walked some times I ran. And once my teacher caught me, she started whooping with a fan belt. You guys know what a fan belt is,
Hell yes.
It makes a car run. It made me run too.
Yeah.
I got mad with my teacher. She sent a note by me to my mama, and the rule was if I got a whooping at school, I was going to get at least one more when I got home.
That's a Southern tradition.
Odell.
I had that same rule, brother.
Odell, which is my real middle name, go get me a switch. And I was smart. Even back then, I got the smallest switch I could find.
Yeah.
Mama broke the switch. She looked at me. She said, I said, go get me a switch. So I had to go back in the woods and get a bigger switch. Now, turn around, Odell. If she would hit me with that switch, she was pronouncing words. Didn't I tell you if you got a whooping at school, I was going to whoop you too. I got mad with Mama. Daddy came home. Daddy whooped me with his belt, and I got mad with Daddy. So at age 6, I made 2 decisions. 1, I was going to school. And 2, if I ever got grown, I was going to whoop some people. I whooped a lot of people in my time. But the maddest I ever been was December 1986. I was suing the great promoter Don King. You guys heard of Don King?
Well, sure he did.
Because he had promised me a title fight, and he didn't give it.
He's known to be like that.
So he calls me up December 1986, Bonecrusher. This is Donald King. I pretended I didn't hear him. I said, who? He said, this is Don King. I said, hey, Don, how you doing, brother? He said, Bone, man, Santa Claus is going to be good to you this year. I said, what are you talking about? He said, man, I want to give you that title fight. I'm going to give you some money. I said, well, Don, that's awesome. I said, Don, who's the fight with? When is it? And where is it going to be? He said, well, I got some bad news, Bone. I said, what's that, Don? He said, the fight is going to be against the guy that beat you last year, Tim Witherspoon. I said, oh. And my mind immediately went back decades, and I remember those whoopings I'd gotten from my teacher, my mama, my daddy, Witherspoon in Las Vegas.
Because you told
I said, Don, when is this fight, and where is it going to be? He said, Bone, the fight is going to be on HBO. You got a chance to show the world who you are on HBO, Bonecrusher. I said, Don, when is this fight, and where is it going to be? He said, Bone, the fight is going to be at Madison Square Garden, New York, and it's going to be next week.
Next week.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what I said. I said, Don, you mean to tell me, you're going to give me 7 days notice to fight a guy? And the last time I had plenty of time to train, get ready, and he beat me all across the ring from pillar to post. He said, yeah, take it or leave it. I said, well, Don, can you give me a minute to think about it? He said, yeah. I said, well, Don, I was old when I started boxing, 28. That's old. Ray Leonard and George Foreman retired at 28, but they made comebacks. But I'm thinking about taking this fight because I have a dream, Don. I said, I'm not Martin Luther King, but I have a dream. After I knocked Witherspoon out, and I did. And after I write a book called Mad, Make a Decision, because I'm mad with you and Witherspoon.
Yeah.
And I can see way down the road from here, a long time from now, from here in the future, I'll be at a place called Paris, Tennessee. Yeah. I'm sitting around doing a radio, TV interview. Yeah. With the guys, and they looking at me, and they can't hardly believe it. I got people looking at me telling this story. Look
at them eyes, dude.
So I took that fight on the 7th-day notice because 7 is God's perfect number. He created the world in 6 days, but on the 7th day, he rested.
That's right. All right.
I said my goal is to take that left ear there and drive it into the right ear there with this right hand right here. And if it didn't get all the way over there, he'd be like Elvis Presley. He would be all shook up.
That's good stuff right there.
We don't even need Mike this show.
I'm still here, but this is the Bonecrusher show. Have at it, brother. It doesn't get no better than that.
I knocked him out in the first round.
Knocked him out first round.
Yeah.
What did you do different? You just learned his first time.
I took the left ear.
Don't show me, just tell me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I've got to bounce, Mike. I've got kids coming in to weigh in. So put him a shameless plug in if you don't mind.
Go right ahead, bro.
All right, so we're doing we're gonna have Bonecrusher downtown. If anybody didn't get to see him today, he'll be downtown on Poplar Street from 12 to 3, and he'd love to see you. Come by, visit with him. He's selling pictures, cards. What else are you selling down there? T-shirts? You have to bring T-shirts?
I didn't have
any T-shirts? Okay. So he's got some merchandise if you want to buy it, get it autographed.
Where else can you go see the world heavyweight champion in Paris, Tennessee? You'll never see it again.
That's the truth. And so we're world's biggest fish fry opening event. Today's the start of the world's biggest fish fry. Come down and enjoy free boxing. And guys, I hope you can come visit us. We got boxers coming from as far as Oklahoma and Gulf Shores. So we've got a good show to put on for you, and we hope everybody makes it. Please bring a chair. We are not providing chairs. Bring a bag chair and come and join us in the street, Poplar Street.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you down there in a little bit.
Good luck.
So it's going to be a 1 minute show then?
Yep. So you, it's going to be one. Bone, that story is a good story.
It's a great story. You mentioned fighting in Madison Square Garden, to one of the most iconic venues anywhere in the world.
In sports today.
Yeah, absolutely. Even to this day. What are some other of those places? I know you've been on HBO. You've fought Madison Square Garden. What are some other memorable places that you got to fight?
Australia.
Okay.
Germany.
So you've been everywhere. You've been everywhere, man.
Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out of $1 million fight, I hear bigger numbers. I've read articles where they complain about, not necessarily Don King, but any promoter. Oh, man, this dude made $1 million off his fight. Time it all squirms down and gets to you. It ain't a lot of money for all that fighting, is it?
Well, $1 million.
Yeah.
When I fought Tyson.
Really? Fought him for $1 million. What you got in your pocket? $1 million.
That used to be that used to be a lot of money.
It did.
Back in 80, what was that? 80, what year was that? 80 something?
87.
87. Oh, yeah.
Who was your toughest fight?
You're not going to be ready for this.
Uh-oh, here we go. All right, it's going to be good.
My ex-wife.
I get that.
I can agree with that. I've had 2 of them fights, brother.
I get that.
And I went for a rematch and lost them both. Well, other than your ex-wife. Tyson keeps coming out. What is it about Tyson?
He was so short, much shorter than me. 5'10", and I'm 6'4", so he was ducking down.
Yeah, but you caught him in the last round and hurt him bad.
I had to catch him with something because he was coming.
He was wearing your head out.
Yeah, he was coming with some punches.
Did he get some clean licks? Did he get a clean punch on you?
Yeah.
And you stood it. Is he that hard a puncher? Is they all claim he's the best?
Well, the thing about it is he throw fast combinations, so he ended up catching with some shots you're not prepared for.
Yeah.
So you don't see him.
Now his trainer that trained him, what was his name?
Kevin Rooney.
No, the original guy that Customato taught that guy all that stuff when he was younger, and it paid off in his future, didn't it?
He grew up in the mountains somewhere with Custom. Yeah. And so he has some mental preparation.
Yeah. But go ahead, Sean.
I know I was going to talk.
You're fine.
You in your bio, Mike Tyson grew up and kind of known he had a troubled childhood, troubled youth, found boxing, and that kind of got him out of that trouble. And look at where he is now. You have an organization as well, or you also do work with kids through boxing and
Champion for Kids.
There you go. Talk about that for a second.
Well, it's a national mentoring program I started in 2004, and I visit schools in different situations, and I encourage kids to make good decisions.
Yes.
And
that's getting education. And the way he was raised, that's just like the rest of us. He had a mother and a father to tough love. He did, and that made you a good person. That raising you had, Bone. We don't have a lot of that this day and time, and we need people like you to help.
Yeah, if you don't raise your kids and if you don't teach them, we probably hear of situations now where kids shoot their parents.
Yeah.
And they will. I mean, if you don't put the right thing in the child, a child.
Yeah.
The Bible speaks of that.
Yeah.
Train them when they're small and they grow up and they won't go. They'll go the right way.
I got a little bit more video I want to show here, and I want you to, after we get started, we'll stop. We're going to have about a minute of this, and you tell me about some of this. Go ahead there, producer. There you are with Tyson. Witherspoon right there.
That's when I won the title at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Look at this. Jesus Christ.
First round knockout.
Yeah, look at there.
Morris Frazier.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Razor Ruddock.
Yeah.
Mike Weaver.
Yeah.
First round knockout.
Yeah, look at you.
Witherspoon, first round knockout.
First. Who was that? Knocked him through the ring. Hell, he gone. He went home. There's Tyson again. There's when you hurt him. Look at that bone. I wish our viewers out
Larry
here.
Holmes.
Yeah. Man, does that bring back memories?
Yes, I wanted to be way back.
Now, Ricky, you were saying earlier that you thought that boxing was fake like wrestling. Did you challenge Bone? Did I hear you correct?
No, what I did. Let me be corrected. I said to the viewers that we'd put Bonecrusher on you.
No,
today.
no, I never said that. But who was your trainer through most of your career?
Emo Griffith.
Tell a little bit about him.
6-time world champion.
What weight was he in?
Middleweight.
That's what I thought, middleweight. That was some of your better fighting, was your welterweight and your middleweight fighting right there. Were some good fighters back in them days, man. I mean, you had all the big names, and then that area you grew up in with all them great fighters. I just named the name: Tim Weatherspoon, Morris Flagler, Tony Tubb, Larry Holmes, Michael Moore. You fought that era of the greatest. In my opinion, it was the greatest fighters, including yourself.
Yeah.
That was a tough time. How do you stand out? How do you get them chances that you got? Just by crushing bones? Is that where it comes from?
Well, I think when people thought of me, they called me in the last moment.
Yeah.
And I take the fight. I didn't turn any fights down because I stayed in shape.
Yeah. You was ready all the time.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Now, you fought one fight. I don't have I forgot to bring that info. 2 fights in 7 days?
Something like that.
That is amazing. Man, I've done a little bit of boxing. Hell, it takes me a month to get over it. How can you fight a guy that's trying to take your head off and 7 days later or less? I think it was less than 7 days. You fought again. How do you prepare for that?
One fight is in Detroit, and next fight is in Florida. So not just fighting like that. I had to travel.
Yeah, Bone.
And I beat both of the guys.
He beat both of them. I mean, think about that, folks. He just had and it wasn't walkthroughs. They fought you hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They fought him hard. In 7 days, your knuckles are hurting. Your hair hurts. Which Bones like myself, we lose a lot of hair, but back in your hair even hurt. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you go 7 days and do it again. That's tough, brother.
Yeah.
How do you mentally and physically get ready for that?
When I first started doing it,
Yeah.
I prayed and asked God for direction, and He told me that boxing was what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people need to do. Not just, I think everybody need to do that.
Right.
They need to find out what they need to be doing, supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And then to work to find out what it takes to be successful at that,
Mm-hmm.
and then work towards that. And it could be a marriage, it could be anything.
Yeah.
You have to work towards it. It's not always easy.
No. I think that's a lot.
But if you prepare yourself and work towards it on a daily basis.
I'm glad that organization that you're working with helps these children, because a lot of children nowadays, and adults too, they want it instantly. They don't want to work toward it.
Don't want to work.
No, they want it. They just want to hand it to you. And when I worry about generations, when this old money, I call it's gone, when these children have to make it themselves, what are they going to do? Go ahead.
Yeah, just sitting here thinking, you fought a lot of guys in the ring. What's your relationship with them outside of the ring? Were you friends with any of them? Do y'all talk on a regular basis? Sometimes you hear these stories.
They tried to kill me.
I get it. Well, I think you tried to kill them too, Bone. Hell.
Yeah. But I created an organization called the Boxing Legends Hall of Fame. So my goal is to look at champions, former champions, and we're working on a situation now where we got pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring some guys back that want to do it again and stay in shape. And our first event looked like it's going to be in October at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Oh, cool.
And it's going to be on pay-per-view for $19.95. You can see us. You can come down to Charlotte to the Speedway and see us live or see us on pay-per-view.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Maybe we
stuff.
can do some more.
Yeah.
Some advertising on this show.
We can do, man. All you got to do is call me, brother. You know, I'm going. These people are dropping out because they got stuff to do. But you know, everybody once they become on my show, they want to know if they're part of the mafia. Everybody wants to be part of the Brewer Street Mafia.
Yeah.
And me being the podfather of the mafia, I have to decide if I'm going to allow you to be in the mafia or not. But you know what, Bone? I'm going to make you today an official member of the Brewer Street Mafia. So you take that right there, and 5 pennies get you a nickel.
He won't get you
Thank
no
you
oil
very
change. He won't get you no oil change.
So
either.
welcome to the Brewer. It tells you on the back of if you had your glass. I'll read to him what it says to him.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Tell him what it says.
It says here, official, the Brewer Street Mafia member, and it's got the Mike Weatherford Show logo on the other side.
So
of the
you are an
chip.
official member of the Brewer Street.
MW, Mike Weatherford.
That's right. You
Thank
are
you
an
very
official member, and
Appreciate
welcome
you.
to the club, brother.
Thank you.
But let me go ahead with him. I know you had some stuff you wanted to ask him.
Well, I was just like, I mean, when you look at this belt here, we
Yeah,
haven't
hold
shown
up
it
there,
yet,
yeah.
but look at that. I mean, that's the World Championship belt right there, Bonecrusher. Tell us about winning this thing here.
You won that in 1986
86.
from
Yeah.
Tim.
Tim Witherspoon.
Let me have that belt.
I only,
Now, if I drop that belt, you slap him, not me.
I only had,
No,
and I told the
I'm gonna
story
pick you
already.
up.
I told the story already. I only had 7 days to get ready, mentally and physically prepare for that fight, but I was already ready. I was mad. It's amazing what happens when you're mad. You can do things that you wouldn't ordinarily do, and so I just made a decision.
Got that little extra motivation,
Yes,
I guess, right?
That's right.
Bone, is this thing open up?
Yeah.
It opens up.
Oh no.
Hold on a
You
minute.
gonna put it on?
Oh no.
All right, camera, y'all get ready.
Hey, listen to this. He's got a belt on today.
Look here. I got my belt on, Donna. Now look here. Do I not look like a world champion boxer? Look right here, folks.
Wait a minute.
Hey.
I don't know about that.
We're gonna vote on this.
We're going to have a vote on
We're gonna
that.
take it. The mafia's gonna vote on this one.
Great to meet you. I too got to run. There's a Lady Patriot softball game that I've got to get
Okay,
to
good to see
broadcast.
Brother,
Thank you.
appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. Lay that back out there because I don't want to be responsible because he said a while ago that he would put my left ear over where my right ear is, and I don't think I want to be able to.
Great
That
show.
doesn't sound
Good
like a
show.
great time.
Yeah.
But Bone, Mike Tyson just fought, come out of retirement, and just fought. Now you don't have to answer these questions if you don't want to. That's fine. I understand. Did he fight or did he go for the money? In your opinion,
Go for the money.
really, you don't think he? I was really shocked that he didn't do more than he did.
I think it was staged.
Okay.
He could have knocked that guy. Jake
Well,
Paul
hell
out.
yeah, you can knock him out.
But you know he's been training. He's in shape. And,
Yeah.
And you know the Tyson. And I thought he was gonna knock him out.
I was going to bet you $100,000 he would have knocked him out because he had it up, he loaded up, but he just wouldn't deliver. What was that about, Bo? The money?
Money.
You're right. You're
It
right.
was a big promoter. It was big promoted.
It
Yeah.
was. It was.
It was a lot of money involved.
If at your age, you just had knee surgery. We talked about that a little bit. You can knock Jake Paul in the middle of next week.
When?
Middle of next week. Yeah.
How about 2 months from now?
Yeah. But you know, would you have done that fight if you'd been Tyson? Was it the money that got him to come out of the?
20 million will make people do a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
20 million.
Yeah, hell, I'd do it for $5 million. But I would run for you for 5 minutes for $5 million.
Well, I think that's why Tyson was paid, and
Yeah.
but he's still doing. We just saw him on a national TV commercial
Yeah,
yesterday.
it made him irrelevant again. Maybe.
Yeah.
made
Brought him
him
back
relevant.
out. He brought him
Yeah.
back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, out of all the fights, you said that it keeps coming up about Mike Tyson. You know that was in your mind a lot about Mike Tyson, but you fought Larry Holmes.
That beat Muhammad Ali
Yes, sir.
Correct.
That's right.
and everybody else.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know, Mike Tyson beat him. I understand, but he wasn't the Larry Holmes of old, in my opinion. You know, who am I? Was that not a hard fight with Larry Holmes too? That guy was pretty good. I mean, when you fought him in his prime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tough fight.
Yeah, it was tough. What do you remember about that fight? It just what could you
Well,
you fought him twice, yeah.
The first fight with Larry, I could have beaten him too.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have beat all the guys, really.
Yeah.
I could beat all the guys. I really didn't start really digging into Larry until about 5 or 6 rounds. I thought he was going to get tired. He was older, so I thought he was going to get tired.
Yeah.
And had I jumped on all the guys that I fought,
Yeah.
I'd have knocked all of them out.
Yeah. You had the power.
Every last one of them. Every last one of the guys on that, I could have knocked all of them out.
But when in hindsight, we all think that. But at the time, you had a trainer. You had all them people telling you what to do, and you had a game plan. Did you go by your game plan, or like Mike Tyson, give him credit? He said everybody's got a plan till you get hit in the mouth, and that's true. Everybody's got a plan till you get hit.
I think sticking with the game plan is the key.
Yeah. What plan did you have with Larry Holmes? Do you remember?
Take him out about 5 or 6 rounds. Maybe he'd get tired and start really digging on him then.
He didn't.
They knew how to train.
They did. Now, Michael Moore was a good fighter. All the guys you fought, none of them was, like you said, you said a lot a while ago when you said you take a fight, drop of a hat. You was ready at all time. You fought the greats. And Michael Moore, these names right here. Let me get back to my notes here. Michael Moore, Mike Weaver, Tony Tubbs, Larry Holmes. None of these guys are pushovers. You took on the
world champions.
That's right. You took on the best.
Tony Tubbs, I remember that fight. I'm telling you, that was a fight.
You took on the best of the best.
Greg Page is not on there, but you fought him too.
Yeah, you did. You fought all across the country, across the world. You enjoyed.
You beside Tyson and Holmes, what was your best fight, you think?
Witherspoon.
Yeah, when he took the championship.
Yeah. Oh, well, I get that. Yeah. But was he that easy, or was he just?
Well, he beat me the first fight.
Well, I remember that royal.
You fought on to your, how old was you in your last fight?
I can't even remember.
You was in your 30s.
No.
What, 40s?
40s.
Should you have took them fights? That's where you kind of was at
probably not
at the end of your prime, but the pay was good.
Yeah.
But you went on there at the end, and I have some of your record. You know, it's just the fights you took, and I wasn't aware of 7 days to win the championship. That is amazing, dude. Most guys, they got 6 months to train or a year to train.
To recuperate.
Yeah, or just to train to fight for the heavyweight champion. He had 7 days. Who was that? Tubbs is one he's supposed to fight, right?
Yeah, right.
And Tubbs got hurt in training. Am I correct?
Well, he was trying to get more money. He was trying to milk Mike Tyson. I know you were trying to beat Don King.
Well, he needed
more money.
And so he just called you and said, "You got to fight this guy, and you got 7 days."
He figured Witherspoon would beat me.
Yeah.
And he'd get rid of the lawsuit.
Yeah. What happened when you won it? What went on in Don King's world and Witherspoon's world when you knocked him out? What went on? What happened? Do you remember that moment?
No.
Did Don call you after the fight?
No.
He wouldn't?
No.
Did he pay you?
Yes.
It's hard to get the money, I can tell you.
No.
Okay.
I got it.
You got paid. But it had to be an upset. You wasn't supposed to win that fight, was you?
No.
So you don't remember what went on? Was there arguments and fightings?
No.
Tell her what you want to tell.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
He won.
Yeah, he won.
He won. Hey.
And
I went to the bank.
He went to the bank. I am the greatest.
That's right. That's right. You went to the bank. Muhammad Ali, you watched him as a child like I did as a child.
Yeah.
Have you met Muhammad Ali?
Several times.
He's a real nice guy, isn't he?
Used to be.
Used to be, yeah. I know he's gone now, but I mean, at the time he was, that mouth that he had made him famous. You know, that talk
Float
he had.
like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
You know, I've been thinking about trying to do something in Louisville.
Yeah.
Where he was buried, where he grew up.
Yeah.
Maybe do some kind of event. We we get some sponsors, kind of get some sponsors like Pepsi or Jack Daniels or something like that. You know, that would like to have a worldwide presence, part of a pay-per-view fight.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do a pay-per-view fight in Louisville in honor of Muhammad Ali.
That would be cool. And we got some more video. Just tell me in my ear. Is that all we ran, or we got more? I'm gonna run a little bit more, and you tell me about these as we go, Bone. Tell us what we got.
That's Witherspoon. That's when I won the title.
Right.
Frank Brown in London. I fought him in London, England.
Yeah.
10th round knockout.
Yep.
Larry Holmes.
Yep. There you go. Round 1, 48 seconds. Round 5, he went to sleep.
He was scared.
Look at them.
Razor Running.
Yeah.
Mike Weaver.
These were good fighters. They're not walkovers.
Larry,
Jesus.
they champions.
Yeah.
Jose Ribalta.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. That eye look. Timothy, put that back on camera. that put fear in you, dude. I mean, you stand across the ring, the guy stand over there, 6'4", got hands. You know, the gloves look like brooms fixing to come swapping at you. And that guy rolls him eyes back at you. That's all in the part of the game.
It's like
That's why I took this top part of the table. I didn't want that seat.
No, yeah. Well, Bone, I'm going to cut you loose. You have got to go and be uptown at the boxing deal.
That's right.
And I appreciate you coming on. I hope you enjoyed this little conversation.
No, it was great.
It was great. I appreciate you coming in, and you come back sometime.
Will. Yeah.
And everybody can see him. He's going to be uptown, Parents Downtown Boxing Gym, which I helped start that thing years ago. And Derek Moon and Chris Moon, he's taking over. They're running it now and doing an excellent job with that gym. But they have given back to the community that's given so much to them. Free boxing. These amateur children will be up there boxing. Bone's going to be there. Go see him. Go meet him. Go talk to him. He's a real nice guy. And I think that you'll enjoy the conversation that him and I has had. It's been fun. And I want to thank all my co-hosts are coming in. Jeremy, don't forget Sportscast. Jerry Bucklew every Sunday at 7:30 right here it comes out of the Brewer Street Mafia studio. There you go. Sportscast with Jerry Bucklew. This week his guests will be Rodney Littleton and Jamie Addison, special Olympic coach and assistant coach. That's going to be live on Sportscast with Jeremy Bucklew. Don't forget that show. Don't forget, I've got another show coming up this Tuesday. My regular show on Tuesday nights is going to be Junior Stags. And I got a special co-host. Got a couple of them coming in. I'm not going to name drop. That's going to be here with me. You don't want to miss it. Coming up Tuesday, April the 22nd, right here on the Mike Weatherford Show. Junior Stags. He's got a lot. He wrote a book. He's been singing, songwriting. He's got these shows he's doing all across the country. He's going to be live right here on the Mike Weatherford Show, and I got some special co-hosts that you don't want to miss. Tune in. It's coming up this Tuesday, April 22nd at 7 p.m. All right, Bone, brother.
Thank you.
It's been real. It's been fun. I
Yes,
appreciate you not having a flashback.
Yes, sir.
You know, and hitting me, even though I got my bodyguard, Ricky. Ricky, like
Bodyguard.
always, brother. Yeah, ain't you my bodyguard?
You couldn't guard two bodies together, Mike.
Not with that guy sitting right here.
Yeah, that's why I'm across the table.
Oh,
bro.
yeah. See, I'm not that smart. Y'all know that. All right, folks, it's been fun. I've had James Bonecrusher Smith, WBA World Heavyweight Champion. He's been right here live in the Brewer Street Mafia studio talking with us about his career. He says Mike Tyson, one of his toughest fights, he was a heavyweight world champion right here in Paris, Tennessee. Nowhere else will you get to see this. Come on by Uptown Courthouse, meet him, talk to him. We had a meet and greet
Can
with
I
him.
say one more thing?
Yes, sir.
I want to do a special shout out and thanks to Rex Grimmett for help putting all this
That's
together.
exactly. Rex Grimmett, thanks for doing what you do, brother. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And don't miss it. Go uptown, see what's going on, mix in with all the fun. I'll see you next Tuesday night on my regular night, which is 7 p.m. Tuesday nights. And like I always say, y'all help me out. Don't be late. The Mike Weatherford Show is recorded live in the Brewer Street Mafia Studios, downtown Paris. A Kill Media for Brewer Street Mafia production.